In 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. My name is Betsy.
I'm Sid.
And we are the Twisted Podcast. Whatever. Today's topic is urban legends / stories / spooky / horror / terror / killer and scary stories. That's the topic. Scary. Is there any mythical creature you believed to be real as a kid that you wish was real now?
Bigfoot. I'll say Bigfoot. I'm not gonna lie.
A werewolf and not a wolf. I know wolves exist. A werewolf.
Like Jacob?
Jacob.
That's a good one. What?
How did some carbon? How did some urban legends come to be, or how? All right. Anyways, let me rephrase that. How did some urban legends come to be, and how have they changed since people have passed it on, shared it anyway?
I don't know.
Or how did some urban legends / mythical creatures come to be?
I thought Bigfoot was maybe because of the one time that they saw the person. Well, I'm pretty sure it was a person dressed as like a giant ape walking through the woods, and they took a picture of it, and they were like, that's Bigfoot. But I don't know if Bigfoot was around before then, or maybe that was just the first picture of Bigfoot.
I was, but that doesn't make any sense. But I remember that there was wait, why do I sound like a demon? Like a demon? What was I saying? The Loch Ness Monster. There was a photo of the Loch Ness Monster, and it was orange or something, or pink, and it was like this. And then I'm not gonna say the bad word, but it turned out to actually be a whale's pee-pee. Yay!
What? I did not know that.
Yeah, there's it's orange, I think. It's people are real proof. The Loch Ness Monster. Yes. I don't know how to spell the Loch Ness. Loch Ness. OLCH. Anyways, it's this one. Cause I guess that's what the Loch Ness Monster is supposed to look like. And then this is the one that's actually a whale's pee-pee. That everyone thought was the the Loch Ness Monster.
I thought that. How big is that whale?
Pretty big.
How is it doing that?
I don't know, Louis. I'm scared. I don't know.
I didn't like that.
Why might some people not believe in the supernatural? I don't know what we've done.
I think some people might not believe in the supernatural because they just haven't had an experience with it yet. Maybe they just see it through media and they don't have actual personal experiences about it yet. Or maybe they just go off everything they see on ghost hunter shows or things of that nature, where they just go off of things that might be fake without having a personal experience that could make them believe in the supernatural. Because you never know if something's real unless you were there. For supernatural things.
I agree. That's what I was going to say. Nothing else to say after that. I feel like some people might not believe in the supernatural just because they're afraid of it. Only 5 minutes in. Hey, yo. Shortest podcast episode ever. Twisted Tales. I feel like I didn't hear it the first time. Twisted Tales.
I think you should go first.
I have a lot. The story of when I was going to go to sleep. It's like 4, 3 in the morning. I think it's like 3 going up to 4. So it's like 2, 3. At 2, everyone had like put their devices down. They're going to bed. It's just me, my stepsister, and my sister. And my sister's on her bed. My stepsister's on the couch bed. And I was on the floor. I volunteered, by the way, guys. I love the floor. Ask said.
Yeah, she does.
So here. I'm still here scrolling through TikTok. And I was like, why is it so quiet in here? Like, I'm not getting any TikTok messages. Like, there's no noise in here besides the TV. Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. When I was like, you know what? Time for me to go. The point is, I was like, let me just go to bed. Like, I should just wake up early tomorrow anyway. I close my eyes and I'm laying this way. So, and the reason why this is relevant is because the whole point is that both of my hands were on this side of my face while I was sleeping. The point is that I was sleeping on that side with both of my hands together, and I wasn't sleeping. I just had my eyes closed. When I hear in my ear someone, and this specific time was more like of a quieter, softer, like, hey, like, you just need to wake. And I hear it in my ear, like, as if someone's has their, like, maybe it's because I kept moving. I heard like a swing set. Anyways, what?
No?
Yeah. It's probably just.
No, that's not it.
Anyways,
okay.
So, it's as
You
if
better stay up there.
this is someone's mouth. It's as if someone's mouth was like right up where your earbud is,
I
right
like
there,
that.
right
Not
there.
like that, but I like that.
Me talking like that.
No. It was like it made it like. I can't do it because you guys aren't listening.
I heard
Like,
talking. A lady. There was a lady talking just now.
I don't know what you're hearing, but I don't want to, honestly.
Oh, it's fine.
I'm scared about that.
I felt like someone was right here in my ear. And this time, first time it was like a woman, like a very sweet woman. And it was like, wake up. I was like, okay. Not listening to you. I'm tired. It is 3:20. It is time for me to go to bed. So I just ignore it. I get up really quickly and I see that my stepsister and my sister were both sleeping. So I was like, okay. It was, I don't know what I heard, but I don't think it was anything. So I'm like, let me go back to sleep. It's now like 3, maybe like 30 around there. And I'm laying down again and I hear
No.
right in my ear. And I'm like ignoring it. I'm like, whatever. And I'm like, oh.
They're just 18. It's okay.
I was like, what? Me? I was like, okay. So I get up really quickly and I'm looking around and I like go like you know, like when you like check if someone's sleeping, like the little, see if they're like,
Yeah, see through.
so I'm like leaning like this trying to see if my stepsister's sleeping. She's dead knocked out. I hear her snoring. I look at Nanda. She's also dead knocked out. She's also snoring. So I was like, who came here and screamed in my ear just now? Like, why? My head is really itchy. I think you gave me lice. Anyways,
I don't have lice.
you have lice. Anyways, so the point is that I hear that twice. I went back on the Zach and Cody episode to see if I can rehear the wake up in the episode. I'm like, bro, it was probably just from like the Zach and Cody episode. Like it probably is nothing. So I you know, go back and nothing. And I'm like, go forward. Let me go forward 5 seconds because in like the 10, 5. So I'm like going forward, nothing. I'm like listening to like the whole part that I heard what I heard from. There's nothing in the episode of that type of stuff. And I was like, okay, so if there's like if I didn't hear it during the episode, then I'm probably just hallucinating. Like, it's probably nothing. I'm probably just being dramatic because I'm like a big crybaby and I'm afraid of everything, even though I don't really show it. I'm just gonna go to sleep. It's fine. So once again, both arms on my side like that. I'm sleeping, and I hear,
No.
like, and it was obviously louder than that, and I'm probably gonna try to see if I can put like a demonic voice over it to make my voice louder, because I need it to sound exactly like I need it to sound exactly how it sounded in my ear, because it literally
What?
They're not moving, right?
What?
The lights?
No. No.
I swear to you, it's moving.
No, they're not.
I swear to you, it's moving.
Back on the topic of being so scared, you're making me tear up. You're scaring me. They're not moving.
They are. This one right here is going back and forth.
Books, I swear they're not moving.
And I swear to you, they are.
No, they're not.
This one is. And I saw it in the shadow, which is why I stopped and I looked up.
No, they're not moving. Stop it, because I'm actually crying, bro.
Anyways, so I hear that in my ear and I'm like freaking out. I do the same thing I did.
That's so dramatic.
Like, because it was really scary. I was like, dude, it's 3 something in the morning. These 2 girls are sleeping and somebody's screaming in my ear, wanting me to wake up so badly. Like, for what? What do you need me to wake up for? So I get up like really quickly, and one thing that's always scared me in my house is the hallway, like from my sister's room that leads down to my room at the nighttime, because it's like the staircase, you see the bathroom, my room, and it's long hallway. Getting out of the bathroom scares me because of the staircase at night. And then getting out of Nanda's room or seeing the door open in that dark hall is also really, really, really scary to me, at least. So I was like looking down there and I felt like something was watching me. Like when I was trying to sleep, I felt like something was looking into the back of my head, like piercing their eyes, like their gaze through my soul. And it's not that big of a like deal. Like, it's not that serious. Like, it probably doesn't matter. Like, I'm just feeling super like paranoid, and I don't know.
You're scaring yourself.
Huh?
You're scaring yourself.
Yeah, I was scaring myself. I was really scared. I was like, I don't know why I'm panicking. Like, it's not that serious. Like, they're just sleeping. Like, I'm probably just hearing things in my head. After I like stayed up for a good like 20 minutes after that happened, I was finally able to fall asleep because I saw the sun come up and Nanda had like her window open. So I was like,
no, that's
I felt like Five Nights at Freddy's.
It's
like,
5 a.m. is it?
Yeah.
Or 6 a.m.
6 a.m. I was like, I'm so happy. Thank you. I was so happy.
That's so scary. Every time you tell that story, I always tear up. Your hallway is very terrifying, though, I will say. Like, the last time I slept over, I had to get up, I think it was like around like actually 3 a.m. honestly, because I had to pee. Sorry, guys. But I had to go to the bathroom, and I was like, I can walk out there and not have my flashlight on my phone, and I'll be fine. And I walked out, I stepped foot, and it was pitch black. Like, you could not. So, you know, like when you're in the dark, you could see.
Sorry.
What?
You hear my throat?
No. No. What?
That's moving.
What's moving?
The lamp. I'm telling you that it's moving. Pay attention to the red one.
So anyways, I'm not gonna pay attention because I almost started crying earlier, and that's like really dramatic of me, and I don't like that at all.
Anyways, go.
So you know how sometimes when you're in the dark and it's not fully dark, you could still see the outline of some things. You know, I thought that was what it was going to be, and it was not. I walked out and it was completely pitch black, and I almost peed myself. I had to pee, and I almost peed myself because it was so dark, and I got really scared, and I ran back in, and I spooked the dogs, and I was like, I need my phone, and I turned on the light, like on my phone, the flashlight. And then I went.
My hallway is very, very scary.
It is really scary.
I get so scared coming out of my bathroom at times. Like,
did that just move?
what's that? I heard that through the earbuds, and I started freaking out. You hear it through the earbuds though, right? Yeah. I'm gonna close the window. Also, so our podcast lights were moving. I feel safer now that I closed that window and locked it.
Every single time we sit down and do like say something scary, we talk about something paranormal, weird things happen, I'm over it. I'm just about done with it, you know.
I don't really care.
I'm over it.
I'm over the vibes. What were you saying? That sounds like screaming.
What?
I think.
Oh.
Like I hear it in my ear and all I hear is This thing is damn.
I think that deserves a
No.
Yeah, I think it does.
No, I don't want to hear it because I closed the window.
This is privilege right now. That always intrigued me, I guess, was mimics. Like I always thought they were really like scary. I don't know, but I never thought they were. I don't want to say that I didn't think they were real because I found out that they were real, but I feel like everyone has a slight tinge of skepticism in paranormal fields, you know what I mean? So I had I was a skeptic, all right? I didn't believe in them. And then one day I was laying on my couch and it was maybe like 4 years ago. I was laying on my couch and my couch used to be facing my dining room, so like the back of it was right here, and then I had like a TV was right here and it was facing the couch. I used to get home from school. It was back when I was in middle school, so like around 7th, 8th grade. I was laying on the couch one day, got back from school, laid on the couch, and I was home alone the first time it happened. So I knew it couldn't have been my dad, but I laid there. The TV was off, and I remember it was completely silent, and all of a sudden I heard, hey, hey, hey. Like, I can't make the exact tone it was, but it was, when I tell you guys, it was terrifying. I thought I was going insane, and I thought, like you, maybe it was from something I was watching, but then it hit me. I wasn't watching anything. I was just laying in complete silence trying to take a nap after school because I was so tired. And then I'm like, you know what? Maybe because your body has the reaction. You ever feel like when you're going to bed and you're starting to fall asleep and your body does the fake drop thing?
I hate that.
I thought maybe it was just that. Maybe my like senses were like kind of like how many times am I gonna say like I felt like my senses were maybe doing the drop thing, right? So I laid on my couch, try to forget it, because I'm very much the type of person that if something were to happen like that, I would try to ignore it until I was laying again and I heard it, the same exact tone. It was so eager. It was like, hey, hey, hey. It sounded exactly like my dad though, but it was a tone I never heard come from my dad. It was like one of like eager excitement trying to get my attention. I ignored it, and I remember I ended up falling asleep after that. I thought maybe that was just a one-time thing. Maybe I was going crazy. No clue. Until maybe, I can't remember if it was a few months later, maybe a year later. I do remember though, our whole entire living room had been redone and all the furniture was rearranged. So now my couches was one facing the dining room, one facing the wall, and then the TV was over here and there was nothing in that corner anymore. And the way that my house is, there is like a big staircase. What would you call, it's like a banister kind of, where all the pictures are, where there's like a drop from the up. You cannot see what's down there, and it's going down and going up, and so there's just a
balcony.
I'm not too sure, but regardless, it's an area you cannot see. So I was laying once again, and it was after the house had like been redone. This time I was listening to a YouTube video. I do remember it was like Mr. Nightmare. It was listening to Mr. Nightmare. It was one of his scary story videos because I listened to them often after I would get out of school. At this time, though, I think I might have been already homeschooled. So maybe this was around COVID. And I was listening to Mr. Nightmare, and I close my eyes, and I hear the same exact tone, the same exact, like, eagerness, excitement tone saying, hey, hey, hey. In my dad's voice. And this time my dad was home. So immediately when I heard it, I stopped. I acted like I didn't hear it at first. And then I got up and went to my dad's like little room. And I was like, Dad, did you just call me? Were you trying to get my attention? Because sometimes my dad does weird things when he's trying to get my attention. Like, for example, he'll like bang his foot on the floor and I'll come in the room and I'll be like, oh, do you need something? Very odd. I don't know. But I figured, hey, maybe it is him just trying to get my attention and I'm overthinking it because it was my dad's voice. It wasn't him. It really scared me. And then, the same as the first time, when I went to go and lay down again, I unpaused my video. This time I did check, like how you did, if it was in the video. It wasn't. Because in no circumstance would it need to be in a Mr. Nightmare video. And as I got comfortable again and played my video, it started, hey, hey, hey. And I don't sleep in my living room anymore because of that. It scared the daylights out of me. It was very, very, very scary. So I was really confused on what it could be until I started doing more research into mimics, because before that I knew it because I did love like paranormal things, paranormal world, was very into it. Doing more research, I was like, maybe that could have been something like that nature, or I'm not too sure, but based on how haunted my house is and the things that still occur around the house, it could have been anything paranormal. But I know for sure that it was. Because there's no way it could have happened twice in the same tone, same setup. You know what I mean? Yeah.
First day that me and my sister came over to Sydney's beautiful house, symbols hubbable. There's a little doll in here that's a little dog. He's very cute and he's up there. And we brought him down here for the specific reason that we hope he constantly shines bright on our world. We love you, Pookie. The point is, when we first came over, normal hangout. Normal hangout. And we decided to make cupcakes.
Yes.
We decided to make cupcakes. And I was supposed to Twitch stream it, but my school computer did not want to download Twitch. We came in here, and me and Sid are in the kitchen while my sister's in the living room, like sitting down on the couch and just texting her boyfriend and such. And me and Sid are over here setting things up for the live. And I'm like trying to figure out how to go live on Twitch. When I used to have a PC, I was able to just stream off of the Twitch app, like just like the Twitch taskbar thingy, like the little tab you open. And maybe it's a Mandela effect, and maybe that wasn't even possible. I'm just imagining it because of the fact that it's like you can do that on phone. Dang, this thing really nitpicks at your hairs, bro. Me and Sid are in the kitchen setting things up, and my sister comes in like 10-15 minutes into like us being in there by ourselves trying to figure out the Twitch stream. And she's like, did you guys not hear that? Hear what? The TV? I was like, the TV's on. And my sister was like, no, it wasn't the TV. That doll went off. And then Sid was like, what doll? And she comes into the living room and she's like, no, that doll doesn't have batteries. So it doesn't even work. There's no way that thing... I look like Ashley's bed bugs.
No, you do not.
Little doll went off and started singing a song. And I didn't really believe my sister. So I go halfway guys, into the kitchen. One foot still in the living room and the other in the kitchen. And as I'm halfway, my body's halfway through the doorway, I hear the little doll start saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. And then stopped. And I look at my sister.
No.
And it starts singing a random song, like a random song that's in maybe the ear or something. I don't know. Point is, it starts singing a random song, and I've never heard it before besides the ABCDs. So I'm like, I don't know which song this is, but it's a cutesy little kid song, very friendly, and it played 2 times while I was going halfway to the kitchen, halfway to the living room, I was like, it's got to be like the wood, like the floorboard, like something's got to be going on. And I'm like, grab the doll. Sid grabs the doll. I'm like, oh yeah, proof there's no batteries in it. Sid grabs the doll, opens the thingy. There is no batteries, not a single one. It's empty. The back is empty. There's nothing in there. And
so scary. I hate that story. Oh my gosh.
The power switch was on. It should not have. Who updated? Turn on when you put batteries in it. So I was like, this is kind of weird. Whatever. My sister was in the living room, and Sid was in the kitchen. I was like, oh, let me just follow my sister. Let me go sit with my sister. So
What?
nothing. So as I was saying, actually, what was I saying?
Ayo.
Oh, so I'm left alone in the what?
No, nothing.
So I'm left alone in the living room by myself, and I'm left alone by myself in the living room, and I'm sitting there, and I hear the little doll go off, and I get up like quickly because it's like flashing like the little lights when it turns on, and it's like dancing like this, almost like, you know, like the thing that the doll does, basically.
Yeah.
And I was like, it just went off, and Sid just checked if there was batteries in it, and there was nothing, and it wouldn't turn on when we did put the batteries in there. Not long after, I go over to Sid's house. I'm just now walking into the door, taking off my shoes at the door, and I hear the dog go off at the top. Me busco gritando, we go, and then we just ran downstairs. And then one time, me and Sid also were hanging out, and I was in the room with Sid. And I told Sid, I told her, I said, I hear some singing. And I don't think this doll has a song like that, so I was kind of confused. But I was like, no, like something's singing. Like there's something singing. There's a little song is playing right now. I was like, I think it's the little dog toy. And Sid's like, bro, the dog toy isn't even here. Guess what Sid sees that very following morning in her living room? The dog toy she claimed was not there.
I swear that we got rid of that doll. I thought we gave it to someone in my family that had like recently had a child. We gave the doll to. I could have sworn we got rid of this dog. And then I thought that they didn't make the dog anymore, and we saw it at Walmart. I thought they didn't make them anymore. It looks different though. Those look different. They're different colors, and they don't have the same pattern on the stomach. Regardless, as soon as we move this dog in here, we keep hearing the I don't know how to explain it. It's like knocking on the wall, but it's definitely it's like something falling. What the
you're knocking on the wall? What?
Nothing.
I never hear knocking on the wall. I only remember that one time we were doing a practice run podcast video where we were placing my phone here to not take up any space or not turn this on. And I remember I was telling the story about how I heard a skinwalker. Or what I think was one point is I kept hearing somebody, and it happened for a very long time. It's Twisted Tales anyway. 43 minutes already.
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
I would constantly hear someone screaming my name in my house when nobody was home. Like, my grandma would have had left since 7 in the morning, and my sister was at work, and my dad was at work, and my sister would sometimes come, like, leave with my dad when my dad gets home to get food and then come back. And they had to go to Walmart or something, and I didn't want to go. I was in my room. I was doing schoolwork, and I hear Chums. I'm like, by the way, for those who don't know, my sister and my family, they call me Chums, Chum Chum. My sister go, Chums, come. And I was like, oh, sorry, I like blew out your ear. I was like, she like just left like 6 minutes ago. Like, what does she mean, Chums, come? The food's not even ready yet. And I text my sister, I'm like, hey, did you leave yet? She was like, yeah, we left. So I was like, who is calling me to go downstairs? And I hear, Chums, come on, the food's here. I was like, so we were here talking about those stories about how like I always heard things in my house. I always heard people calling my name. Point is, we're sitting here doing a pre-test, like a pre-run to see how we felt about the recordings and stuff. And we recorded ourselves on our phone with her school laptop and one of these microphones.
Oh my gosh.
We would pass it. And we're like telling all these stories, and I go, and me and Sid stop, because as far as we were aware, her dad had left to go to the grocery store like not even 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was really like not.
So we hear like footsteps right above here. By the way, her kitchen's like right around here, this area. And we hear footsteps like right over there where like you would normally hear footsteps. And we both look at each other, we go, I'm like, your dad's home? And Sid's like, yeah, he's home. He's been home. He said he was gonna go to the grocery store, but like, he's home. I was like, because when I had came in here, I didn't see her dad. So I was like, I didn't see Papa. So I was like, Papa's not home, right? She goes, no. Yeah, he's here. I was, oh, I didn't even say hi. And we're like talking about how we constantly hear like footsteps upstairs, and she's so confident. She's like, but why didn't he leave yet? Like, he said he was gonna leave like a while ago. And she's like, he came at that fast. Like, she was just saying like dumb things to just be dumb. Both of us. I was like, nah, bro, like, he's been here. I just didn't see him. Like, we were just both saying dumb things, trying to make up excuses. And then we're sitting here, we're still talking, like the noises upstairs stop, but we were like we didn't think that we should say anything. We were just kind of like quiet, like shush. We're like being like, we're like shushing each other. I'm gonna shut the mic up. Point is, we're like shushing each other. We're like shh, and we're like wait. And then Sid gets up and she locks the door and stuff, and we're like sitting here like huddled in the corner. We're both praying, like tears are coming out of our eyes, like we're afraid. And we hear footsteps going up the stairs, and I hear whistling, and we're like, okay, her dad's home. But like prior to that, we were hearing like, I'm gonna do it to the table, so if y'all see things shaking, it's kind of an example of what the door was doing. But this door, it's not like it'll wiggle if you push it, if you're putting like force against it. But if you're just like poking it, it's not gonna move much. And our window was also closed, by the way. And our door goes harder, way harder than that, like way harder. Like you could hear it, like the door slamming against the frame. It was like jiggling.
Someone was trying to grab it.
I would say, and then on top of that, I remember we heard down here, right outside the door, and we were like, "What's that scratching? What's that scratching?" We're like, Books, like don't. And I remember I told her, I was like, "Girl," I was like, Books, don't open the door. Don't open the door. She was like, I'm gonna open the door to make sure my dad's okay. And I was like, this is how every single white girl dies in a movie. And here she is like, I think we should go check if my dad's here.
I got scared. That's my dad. I was like, I heard the glass break, and he always drops things, and he's like, ah.
But he would have made the ah.
Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he's silent. Sometimes he doesn't want to express his voices.
Well, every single time I'm here, I hear him go ah.
It's very Italian of him. He's like ah.
And I'm gonna end up going bald right here. I can already feel it. What's it called? So then we're like here, like still, and we hear like footsteps going up the stairs, like heavy, like just like how he normally walks. The dad walk up at this point, like the nice heavy little footsteps, and we hear him go here, and then just stop, and we're like,
he never stops walking.
And it's not even like that, but if he did, we would have like the little and then walking back when he forgets something. But it was just like it stopped here, and we were just waiting. And that's when we heard more footsteps, and as soon as, surprising, this was like coincidental, I don't even know, like it was like fate, like Young, like destiny or something. Sid opens the door, Papa walks in through the front door,
Unlocking it.
unlocking it, singing the song I had heard like 2 minutes prior to him being here.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, that's the song I heard. That's quite literally.
No.
And I was whistling it. I was whistling to her because I was like, that's what I heard. And she was like, no. Like, I didn't hear it. This, that. Her dad walks in singing, whistling that little song that I had just that I heard. He's like, no, I wasn't home. I've been gone since the morning. No. No.
Anyways, so yeah, I think my house is haunted. I hear knocks on my window. We hear things outside. Hear things fall in here. Sometimes when I'm sleeping in my room, I'll hear things bang in here, but no one is in here besides me and me and Books. When we're in here to film, I don't get it. I really don't get it.
But scary stories, man. Scary stories.
I think we need to ban this topic in this room.
Like my favorite one, the cabbage, repollo, like the green.
Oh, I know what you mean. I like that.
But I also like the and the.
Are you talking about the purple one that shoots bubbles? What happened?
Purple one that shoots bubbles.
Yeah. It's like a little mushroom. That one's my favorite. And I like the walnut.
I used to like using the timer frozen bombs. It's like
I know what you mean.
It's like blue and it has like the little red ding.
And then there's the cherry ones, right?
No clue. I don't know what you mean, cherries.
They're like pies. They plant themselves into the ground.
Oh, the little cherry pies.
Yeah.
I forgot those existed.
They were really cute. They were my favorites. And they came in clutch when those zombies got too close to your So you saw it too, right? And thank you so much for watching another episode of the Twisted Podcast. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week, guys. Bye.
What did you see?
I saw that move, and I saw something right up on the table.
To explain what happened in those clips you just saw, which are going to be connected to this video. So this guy right here in front of us is we mentioned him. I'm pretty sure we did.
If I remember, yeah. We did. I think we did.
This little buddy that's right here is the stuffed animal that we talked about that originally belongs to our niece. That went off the first time me and my sister first ever came to Sid's house. And this thing doesn't have any batteries in it, and it doesn't work. And I'm just gonna squeeze his arms for me, please. It's just so we can prove that there's none of the things in him work.
Yeah, he's broken.
He's broken. Help me out here. So it's closed fully.
I can't get it out.
Yeah. There's no switch, is there? No. He doesn't have a switch or anything, like turn him on or off. If he did have batteries, he'd go off, but he just doesn't work. Like, it's just, he doesn't work. But this is what first sang a little song, and it went off, and it had little lights and stuff the first time me and my sister had ever came to, why did I sound like that? Ever came to Sid's house. This is him. He doesn't have a name, I don't think, but he has been in our podcast room since we first started building it. Like, we brought him in here just because we were like, let's be friends. We don't want anything to happen to us. And that probably wasn't the best idea. But
you said that. I was not on board
he's
with it.
Cute.
He's ugly.
He's adorable. Don't say that. You should not have said that, especially where he's right there. Anyways, so he's going to just sit here throughout the whole explanation of this video. Basically, the day that I came over to Sid's house to film that video, I was severely sleep deprived. Like, I hadn't slept in 2 days.
We were both sleep deprived. I didn't sleep in a day, and you hadn't slept in 2 days.
So basically, me and Sid had not slept for a good minute, but like knowing that Sid slept for longer than I did makes me be like, okay, so we're not crazy.
No, I don't think it had anything to do with sleep deprivation.
So it started off with, I think I had just come from work, and I said, okay, like let's get this video started. Like let's just get it over and done with because I was really tired. Like I was really, really tired, but I could not sleep. So Sid's in the bathroom getting ready, and I see this like black cat looking thing, shadow, like go make its way like slithering down the hallway to get into like her bathroom, and it would just like go past the door and then go back around doing the same thing. And at the time, Sid had these bags full of clothes because they were donations, and I heard the bags wrinkling as if something was truly actually touching it. So I got like really scared, like really, really scared.
So I got really scared.
I got really scared, but I didn't want to say anything because I was like, I'm just hallucinating. Like, I'm sleep deprived. Like, this is the only explanation for this. And then I saw it go back towards Sid's door again after, like, went through the bags. And the whole bathroom door was just engulfed in, like, this black smoke. So I look away, and I'm just, like, on my phone, minding my business. And I saw it, like, come towards and stop at Sid's door. Like, it didn't go into her room, but it stopped at the door, as if it was like watching me.
Bro, I feel like I need to tuck in my toes right now. I feel like someone's gonna come up and snatch my toes.
Is it peripheral vision? The side? I saw it from the side, and I like didn't want to tell Sid, and I was like, Books, did you hear anything? And she was like, no, why? And the thing is, every single time I say something like that, like oh, like I look over and I just like pause. Sid
scare me. You look like you have a sixth sense. You're like. And I'm like, what?
So then, you know, after that, we came into the podcast room, started getting, you know, ready to start and talk to you guys. Since the beginning, I just felt crazy because it was like, right now they're not moving. And I know that because they're not. There's like 2 little lights in front of us, which cause like us, you guys to be able to see us.
Also, just want to say, the energy in the podcast room feels much different than it did that day.
We had argued, and it was really eerie, and it just didn't feel right. So like since the beginning, you can just see me like kind of off and stuff, and I'm like looking around, and I'm like that's moving. I mean, Sid, I was really telling Sid, that's moving. Tell me it's moving because I feel like I'm going crazy. Sid said it wasn't moving, but I swear it was moving. And not long after, I kind of saw the reason why they were moving. Because after I had, like, been looking up and looking at, like, the lights and, like, the moving shadows and the lights rocking back and forth, I looked back down and I saw, like, the cat figure thing that I saw earlier. Like, when a cat, like, swats at something, that's what I saw in front of our lights. As if it was trying to, like, swat and turn off our lights. I was like, that's really weird. Because it went once this way, once the other. And I was like, okay. Like, whatever, it doesn't matter. And I kept seeing, like, the figure go behind the lights and, like, kind of like just, like, go, like, in a figure 8. And I calmed down from there. That's when Sid saw it.
I can't remember. Did I see it in the viewfinder first, or did I see it?
You saw it in the view. You said you saw it in the viewfinder, and then you saw it behind my head. Because you said you saw it there, so you looked over here.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh. Ooh, that was so scary. It's been like a month.
We have not stepped foot in here for anything.
So I'm a little rusty, but it has been a month. So I remember I looked over to where Books has her laptop, and I remember now. I looked over to the laptop, and I saw something peeking behind your laptop, like a black figure. Mm-hmm. And then I looked, I was like, and I looked up in the viewfinder to see if you were looking up so I can catch your gaze, and I saw it right by your head, like on the other side, when it was just right there, and it literally scared me. And I don't know if in the video you definitely can see, but you'll see my reaction, and I'm like, no way, no, because I was like taken aback. Mm-hmm. It was very scary because when I saw it there, it low key how close the shadow was, and how it was at our level. Is the thing what scared me. Like, it wasn't taller, it wasn't like lower even. It was
like directly
eye level, and it was terrifying. Like, just imagine you're sitting at a table, and all of a sudden you look over and there's a black shadow your height just staring back at you.
Right back at you.
I was so scared. And then I looked up in the viewfinder, saw Books right by her head. And I was like, but yeah.
Not long after that had happened, that's when I felt like I have a cat. For the people that have cats, you know how cats go around your legs, their little tails like swirling around your leg and stuff. It felt like the cat did like a figure 8 between my feet and like touched her tail around like the rim of my leg. So I was like, you could see me in the video like startled because I went like this, and then Sid was like, "Mom, what's wrong?" And I was like, I just nothing. And then later I was like, I felt something touch my feet.
Yeah. What happened after that?
After the touch. Okay, so right after the touch, a few minutes go by. Like, we're both equally freaked out, but we decide to let's finish the podcast episode. Like, it's not that big of a deal, and I'm like shaking. Sorry, I don't know why I'm shaking, but
I'm telling you, I have a really like bad vibe that I need to tuck in my toes right now because something's gonna pump and get
literally. But so what happened next is me and you were both like looking at each other, and then we looked at the camera. Right when both of us I'm stuttering. Right when both of us had our vision, like eyes on like the front of our camera, that's when we both saw the shadowy cat, whatever it was, reach up and turn directly, looking us both in the eyes as if waiting for us to look over there at the same time for it to show itself to both of us. So that's kind of what freaked me out the most, that right on the dot when we both went like this and then go back here, like, why were you waiting for both of us to look this way to show yourself to the both of us? It's kind of like confirming that we're not crazy, because I thought, Sid's not going to see what I'm seeing, like she's going to think I'm crazy when I tell her this later, and then we both saw it. So it's like a confirmation that we both saw what happened that night. Like, we both like crying. That's like all that we're really trying to explain. Like, the reason why the podcast episodes haven't been updated, the reason why we haven't been making new ones, why this is like the first time, March 23rd, that we're actually filming another video that should have been filmed in February. It's because all of this happened, and then slowly from there I felt like things just started to go downhill.
Yeah, it definitely went downhill. Like, a lot of bad stuff happened.
Like, it took a toll on all of us, and it's still freshly new. Like, it just happened last week, and it's like so many things throughout after that podcast episode had gotten downhill so quickly, with like different accidents happening in our families, or just like things that normally don't happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I also feel like I had kind of bad luck. I'm not gonna lie. After that night, in little aspects of my life, I felt like I had bad luck.
Me too.
Just with little things, like showing up to work late, or forgetting to do something that was really like
my sleep was really
like sleeping. I had a really tough time sleeping.
Not sleeping for those 2 days, and I was already feeling really bad, disassociated. Like, I was derealizing like really bad. That just going up to that made it even worse. And like for the rest of the night, we were like panicked, like we were freaked out.
We slept with the lights on.
But when I tell you guys, the mood has never been so bad in this room.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been really weird ever since then. And we have so many good memories in this podcast room.
So many good memories.
Before everything in the podcast, for the podcast, I should say, it was put in the room. We had so many good memories before. We have so many good memories after. I feel like the whole room has had a very good vibe to it. It's never been negative. It's never had a bad aura to it. And that night was so off. And you could see in the beginning of the video, me and Books were low-key beefing because we argued before.
Yeah, we argued oh my god, I can't speak. We argued a couple minutes before we had started recording. So, and I wasn't mad. I was like just upset. Like I never really, I get angry, yes, but not over little things like that. Like that's easily fixable because we talk about it, we fix it later on. But it just, since the fight, the mood was already like, as soon as we walked in the door, like as soon as we opened the door, it just felt oddly eerie, like scary, uncomfortable. It was horrible.
Well, we didn't fight before that. And it was like the moment we got in the room, we just
started
started
arguing.
being like rude to each other,
Mhm.
you know? But before that, we were perfectly fine. We didn't argue at all.
We were hanging out like we normally do.
Yeah,
And we
like-
stepped foot in here and we both, our moods just went down. Like we were fine. We were happy the whole time. I oh my God, I literally dried her hair. I dried her
Yeah,
hair
she
for
brushed
her.
my hair.
I brushed her hair. We were literally bonding. We were
Best
literally
friend
singing-
things.
Right, we were singing songs. I washed her hair too.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
true. I was too lazy.
We opened the door and it's like everything just crumbled down to the ground. Like somebody stomped on it, ruined the whole thing, because the room just felt so thick, so like suffocating in a way.
It did feel
and then
really thick.
she got irritated. I got irritated. We just started arguing, and that's
Yeah.
it. Like let's just get this done as soon as possible.
Mhm.
Then we started it, and I started off giving her like really really bad attitude because I was so upset. Like it just turned into irritation, and we just kept like looking at each other like, So the whole mood was just really weird, and
It was.
I hated it.
But I will say, knock on wood, me and Books never fight or argue ever.
Never that serious, at least.
Never
at
that
point.
serious. I mean, we play like argue and fight, but
All the time, it's fun.
yeah, but that was like an actual argument, and we never. I mean, no, it's healthy in all relationships.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, friendships,
Mhm.
So- but you know what I mean. I don't know. That was so odd to me. I was like,
Like, just since the beginning,
right, and I don't know.
like something just seemed off
Mm-hmm.
since the beginning. Like it just didn't feel right. So that explains our long break on why. Yeah, that and also because the fact that I was always too lazy to edit. But even when they were already uploaded, like we were gonna have to come in here eventually.
Yeah, I don't know.
So like that just kind of explains exactly what happened in that video. And like
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to be like, oh, they're joking, like they didn't see anything, like they're just playing a prank. You guys might not have
No.
saw it, but I swear to you, it was
was
so real. It
real.
was so real.
It
It
was
was really
real.
bad.
No, it was definitely real, and I almost cried like a lot.
After that day, I couldn't bring myself to come in here because I was scared. Like not scared, more like nervous that I would see it again.
I'm scared I'm gonna see it again, and I live here.
That's all for today. That just explains the first following clips you guys have seen and leading up to now. But we saw what we saw. Nothing can change that. You guys might not have seen it. Who knows if you ever really will. With that being said, my name is Betsy,
And I'm Sid.
and we are the Twisted Podcast. Bye, guys.
Bye.